Okay, hey guys, I'm going to do this like shortest sack of this video. It's going to be cut up into pieces, so it might be a long video. We'll see how it goes. Um, right now, there's been a lot of stuff going on. Basically, that I've been trying to get out as a video, and I've watched a few YouTubers do videos on this sort of subject. As you can tell by the title of the video. Yeah, a lot of people don't like the depression awareness videos or videos talking about depression, and to be honest, those ones who've done it don't really know, and they've actually admitted they don't know what depression is and how it works. And as a depression sufferer myself, I am at a point where I'm comfortable. I'm very open to all you fans that watch my videos, and yeah, everybody knows. And if you don't, well, yeah. Pardon. If it ain't blatantly obvious, then I don't know. Well, what I'm going to talk about in this video, because I have had some thoughts on how to work this video, and to be honest, some of the ideas that I've thought up might be deemed unfit for YouTube, so a lot of it's not going to come out. A lot of it's just going to be like text writing around the video, because a lot of it can't be talked about on YouTube for policy agreements. Now, I will say in video, viewer discretion is advised, but I don't really want to risk my video getting, buggered. Purely because I want people to know from any age range. Sorry, my English is terrible. Bloody heat is enormously hot. Right, but the thing is that from any age range, people will suffer, and they do, and I have so far not found any help out there, because all the doctors say is that you need professional help. You go to these professionals who read from a textbook, who not really got a clue on what the bloody hell they're doing. So yeah, it's a really annoying one, because you go to these professionals and say, oh, you've got to do this, you've got to do that, blah blah blah, and it's like, excuse me, I'm sorry, that's not, no. I mean, because they're reading from a textbook, they think it's correct. It's not. But purely for this video, I won't be disrespecting professionals. They're only trying to do their job that they're paid for, which all they care about is getting the dough. Some of them might not be. But in this video, I'm going to talk about signs of depression, what I've personally been through, what I've seen from other people, and what I've known that works for me to help, and purely some of them work for other people. This video is going to be quite a low video, but to be honest, I hope it gets the message out there for depression awareness that yes, sufferers are real, we're not putting it on. A lot of people go around just saying, oh, it's just a low mood. It's not just a low mood, it's very, very different from just, I feel so low, I feel depressed, because it can get to the worst points. I'm sorry to say this on YouTube, and to be honest, I have been through this before, and I want to go and talk about experience that I've been through and the stuff I used to do. Hopefully you guys have probably experienced this yourself and probably know about this, and hopefully this video helps you. I do apologise if it offends anybody as well, just as a heads up, but this is a truthful video that I've been planning for a long time and working my ass off to get to be correct. I'm sorry, I'm rubbing my eye. I've got something in it right now. But yes, depression is a killer, and I'm afraid to say it's up there with alcohol and drugs. During the duration of this video, we're going to be talking a little in depth on stuff of what happened. I'm not going to be doing any because some of the stuff I have done, it won't be deemed fit to show on YouTube, so I'm not going to show any graphic images. I'm not going to be showing harm to oneself. I'm not showing other people who harm themselves. I have seen videos on YouTube of people doing that, and I can't believe it's still there, and I can't believe they've actually done that and uploaded it. I would never do that because it won't be right to show what I do. But it's good to talk about what I do and how I overcome the pressure of actually not doing it again. Now, not to say that I'm fully cured. I could go down the road again and then snap. It happens. But what I find, we're going to skip a bit, but we're going to really jump in between different chapters of it. But what I find helps, which we'll talk about hopefully later on in the video, as I said, it's going to be in parts. It's just like the introduction to it, and basically in these parts I will be talking about what I went through, what other people went through, what the solutions we've done to progress forward, a little backstory on how it got worse, how some of the situations actually happened. It's not a very easy subject to talk about, I understand this, and I do know that there is other things that are connected to depression as well, that have got different names, that hopefully people will go and be, I don't know, in the comment section saying, yeah, I've suffered with this, it's a similarity, and it is a very difficult thing. I'm glad that someone is out there talking about it, which, as everybody has commented, and all the feedback on the channel is that I'm very open, and I talk the truth. I don't do bullshit, I don't do anything else, I just say what it is, and I am very open on what I've done in my past. And I know a lot of you comment that you've been through the same and you open up yourself. I have recently seen a video of someone open up about their issues and their depression, so it is going well that people that I talk to that do these videos are very coming up to be open about themselves, which I am pleased with, and that people are actually going to do this. This is one step forward to helping people with depression. Don't know about fully, but it helps them to open up about it, helps them to see what effect it's not just doing on their own selves, but to the family and other people around. And yes, folks, I'm talking about something very serious that's actually happened to myself, and to an extreme extent to someone that's on YouTube that I know of, but I won't go into details on what that was. But I hope you guys don't make the same mistakes we have done, because trust me, it does leave permanent scars for whatever you do, whether it's physical, mental, and trust me, if you do anything silly, well, it's not silly, but if you do anything that people deem silly, which I don't know, you don't think about it at the time, it's very difficult for others to trust that you're safe. So don't do the mistakes that I've done and other depression sufferers. Now, I don't know if we're allowed to talk about this, but we're going to get it out anyway. Not that, but God, the thing is, you got to joke around about it sometimes, because otherwise it'll just be very depressing. You don't want to depress yourself. You want to try and snap myself out at the moment. That's why Bolton decided to make up these cheap double entendres, so we can use them to try and click ourselves out of the depression. Now there is a hard subject that's going to be talked about that I've done myself and a few others have, and I'm not sure if it's going to work, but I'm not going to show what happens because I don't do that, and I'm not going to post people's videos to show what they do or what I've done, and I'm not going to show very graphic images that should not be on YouTube that I have seen on YouTube. I will talk about it, and some of the videos later go with this will have caption titles or wording around just to explain the feelings or what goes on up here. But one of the first difficult things about depression is the attempted suicides. Now I know that's going to trigger off a lot of people. I know a lot of people will be like, can he actually say that? I think I can say it, but I'm not allowed to do it. You know what I mean? It will be just, you know, deemed unfit for YouTube. Yeah, I know someone that does YouTube itself that has attempted to extreme extent suicide. It's very a difficult thing to have on your mind when you know you've been that low yourself and you know the consequences of that. But I'm not going to talk about that person because it's unfair on them. Just say it's out there. And to be honest, in one of the stories I will talk about, which a lot of you may or may not know, I lost a friend to suicide, a very close friend. So we're going to be covering that a bit later. It is a hard one to talk about. Lucky enough it's now and not in November when I talk about it, because it's a very difficult subject to talk about. But as you well know, I'm comfortable, I'm open, and I can talk freely about this stuff. But yeah, yours truly has attempted to suicide before, and it's probably a shocker to say. Some of you probably think, yeah, I knew, or you know, some of you are like, well, why didn't you bloody do it? And them trolls can go fuck themselves, because you know they're the ones that really want, you know, me to do it, sort of thing. And why should I let them win? You know, it's one of them. And I've noticed a lot of times people are saying, you know, well, why do you keep looking at the camera or the lens? Why do you, not the camera lens? Why do I keep looking at the screen and not down here? This is where you should be looking when you're doing a video. It looks professional. Because my script is behind it as well, so it's not that easy. But you know, I'm going to try and from now on focus down the camera lens. That's how professional should be. But yeah, I mean, I have attempted suicide myself, so I really know how difficult it is to do that. And the amount of stuff I have done, which I will talk about in this video and into the next videos, with the different things I've done for the attempted suicides. And a lot of you probably can say you've done it yourself or you've heard people do it, you know, but here's a list of them that may shock you, and then what we'll do is we'll end the video and we'll catch up in the next bit where we'll talk about more stuff in a different area, and we'll just keep this video different and bright and colourful. So yeah, first attempt at suicide was obviously the main one that a lot of people are known for and have done, and a lot of people call it emo style, but I don't believe it. I don't dress up like a weird as far as I know, but yeah, I have done self-harming, and for those who don't know what that is, which I'm guaranteeing a lot of you will, it's where you get hold of a blade and you permanently cut yourself Now, a lot of people normally cut their legs so it hides the fact that they have done it, because no one's going to see your legs. I mean, some people, they put it on their arms. I don't know why, and I chose to do it on my arm because it's quicker and it's just there, and you just don't think about it. You cut, and in all sense, it releases the pressure that you're under, which is not a good thing to do, by all means. But that's how it works, basically. But you shouldn't do it because it's not the right way to do it, because it leaves permanent scars and people are going to see this. Now, how do I think in that situation? Well, to be honest, I don't, and I know for a fact that a lot of people that have done this themselves don't either. Because you just have the blade in your hand and you swipe and it's done. You know, you might do it a couple of times to make the. It's just what it is, and it's to the extreme extent. How do I describe it without being blunt? It doesn't hurt when it happens because you're not thinking. It's just a straight swipe, and then the release of the pressure that you're under just goes away, and then your arm's covered in blood. Basically, that's how blunt I can be. It's not the right thing to do. I mean, trust me, I've done it countless times, and people have probably seen in videos the state of my arm anyway. And a lot of times, most of that's covered up by barbed wire wrestling matches that I've had in my past, which is another form of depression release when you're doing wrestling because you put so much pain in yourself. The other ones I have tried to do, I took 100 sleeping tablets, 100 paracetamol, and I just like to say, trying to be professional, it's not a good idea. But being unprofessional, I had a bloody good sleep out of that. But for the love of Christ, whatever, I don't want to know. For the love of your life, your family's life, do not bloody do it. It's not a good idea because you start worrying that what's going to happen, and that's the problem. You start panicking. When you start panicking, things go wrong. My problem was I was just so tired and fed up, and I just took them all and I slept it off. I don't recommend it. I don't recommend any of the stuff you do, but I can't force you not to do it. Just saying don't, because it's not worth it. Which I'll go and talk about later on in the video about the effects it does. I have drunk myself silly to the point of passing out. That I don't know if that's classified as a suicide attempt. Apparently it is, because it could have given me alcohol poisoning and I could have died. I don't know. The only other attempt I've done that I've never succeeded at, because I knew it was going to really kick it, was standing on a bridge by the motorway ready to jump. So, you know, I admit I've done it, but I've never jumped. Someone's either taught me out of it, or I just got to the point where I just thought it's not worth it. I've put plastic bags over my head. Yeah, another shocker, no one knows this. I've tied a belt around my neck just to squeeze. I've never gone to the extent of what I've known my friend to do. This is the difficult part. I've never tried to hang myself. That's one of them I would never do because of my friend, close friend. She was a lovely person, but I would never do that because of that. But I've known a lot of people that have done it. That one's the worst one to ever try and attempt. Don't do it. And even if you're strangling yourself with a belt, that's even the worst ones. It's lucky someone was there who cared to stop me as well. Who does comment on my videos sometimes. This is whenever she's around, but it's one of them. The shit we do. But yeah, I'm gonna be honest and open about everything that I've gone through and try and talk about stories that other people told me without mentioning names. If you want to say, oh, that's my story, that's up to you to do in the comments below. I don't want to give out names. I don't want to really, make people go, oh my god, he's a sufferer as well, he's done this. I don't want that shit on them. I'm open about it, and I know that I've gone through it, and I made it out the other end to be able to talk about it to you guys, and I think it's about time that I can open up and talk about it. So in the next part of the video where I talk about is the solutions I've gone through. Oh, and another, big one I've never told anyway. Well, some might know, and I don't have one to hand right now, and I don't really want to. It's a really difficult one. And trust me, another thing with depression is getting onto stuff that are highly addictive. That is being an aerosol spray can. You know, deodorants that you spray yourself with, and even refillable gas for your lighters. Yeah, I've inhaled them. Yeah, bad. And that's just using either this or a hoodie, spraying it into it and inhaling at the same time, going, and getting really off my tits off of it, basically. Yeah, that was another thing that was during the depression stage that I had a really bad issue with, and I would like to say I just like to say 7 years, no, 6 years away from it. 6 years and 3 relapses. That's all I can say. Inhaling aerosols is the worst thing I've ever tried to attempt, because it was a hard addiction. Like a lot of people, they have smoking, which is an addiction. They have a lot of stuff that they get addicted to. Now, I was weird. I got addicted to pain at first. That's why I did wrestling. But yeah, the aerosol abuse was very bad. It got to the point where I was inhaling fucking 3 cans a day, getting very angry, snapping at people, getting to the point of I want to keep getting higher and higher, and it was just not really healthy for me. But at least I could say 6 years and I've not touched a single aerosol can. So it is doable to kick your addictions, whether it's smoking, whether it's doing some weird drugs, or it's taking pain to yourself, or addiction to painkillers. It's all about thinking about it, but I'll go about that in another video, because otherwise I'll ruin the next video. But it's willpower is the main key, but it's a difficult one, and I'll admit I've done it, and I don't think I'm cured from it, because 3 relapses and it's been 6 years being off of it. There could be another relapse around the corner. You just never know. You just got to try and be strong and get through it, and that's why I keep doing YouTube, to keep strong. I keep doing it. So hopefully this bit of the message is straight to the point and very positive. I don't know about positive, but you know what I mean. It's open up and light that what I've done and the experiences that I've had, and hopefully you can be like, yeah, I've been through that, but I've never done that, but I've done this, and it's one of them very difficult things that you have to just go, okay, we've done it, let's move on. And then you've got that on your mind all the time. Anyway, we're going to leave it now, and we'll catch you in the next bit where we'll be talking about the solutions that I've done to go through it, the whole effect on everybody, not just yourself, but effects on everybody with suicide and all of the bad things you do to yourself. I know at the time you don't think it's bad, but a lot of people they say it's a bad thing to do. But we're going to talk about how I got through it, how I know other people got through it, what help they can get, what I suggest that people could do, as well as the effects it has on everybody. Depression and suicide is linked together, and it's not something you should do. And at the same time, it affects everybody, not just yourself. So that's what I'm going to talk about in the next video, and we'll try and get a few different things filmed in this and see what more we can get out onto this little depression awareness video. So in the comment section below, when you do make your comments on stuff, please be sure to hashtag depression awareness. I will put that in the description of this video. So please, people in the comment section, when you do write your comments, make sure you put hashtag depression awareness, and it'll get the message out, hopefully. We'll catch you later. To a dark YouTube. Okay, more into the depression. I'll take the glass off. Right. Well, there was the stuff I did in the previous video before. Now I'm going to be talking about the should we say solution? Fix? I don't know. Well, basically, what I found was going through all this, I find a way around by I do gaming, but the main point is that you try and keep your mind occupied, and it stops you from doing the things that most people do during depression. I mean, the problem is you're still going to be depressed, don't get me wrong, but unfortunately that's just the price you pay with depression. But what I find was every time I wanted to either inhale an aerosol can or self-harm, I would just think an opposite. So basically I would either grab the control for a games console, so to speak, and play a game and decide to do that instead of grabbing an aerosol can or a razor blade. Now that seemed to work for quite a long time, but yes, as before I did mention, I only had one or two. I had quite a few relapses during the time of getting off the inhaling. The self-harming one with the cutting with the razor blade, I don't know, I never really relapsed back into that one. I just got to the point where it was just not doing for me. It was just basically, I've replaced that with the inhaling of the aerosol cans and everything. And basically what the aerosol cans were doing to me were get me high, so to speak. It was making me forget the pain I was in, and whilst inhaling it all, it was just messing with my head. I even got to the point where I was really tripping out when I was inhaling the gas that you refill your lighters with. I thought I was being attacked by giant blue people. That's scary, to be honest with you. It's weird looking back on it and then being able to talk about it for depression awareness. But we're going to go on to the next bit now. On some of the backstories that none of you folks have ever seen or heard. Well, I don't know if I've seen, never heard me explain in a video. The big reason why I'm doing this is because I have seen other YouTubers do this, and a lot of them don't have depression themselves, which they admitted. So it is better coming from someone who has actually suffered themselves. I've suffered, and I know another YouTuber has just done a video explaining what he went through. So here's some stories that led up to different points of doing the depression. One of them I'm going to leave out because it's not really right. I can't really talk about it. Right, well, the first one basically was getting bullied in school, and quite a while ago, so it's difficult to remember, and a lot of people probably don't believe it or would be very shocked. When I was in infant school, I was bullied, and teachers were poking me with pens, sellotaping me to a chair, sellotaping my mouth shut, and it just caused me to withdraw myself, and I used to perform them actions at home. Sellotape myself to a chair, saying I was a bad person, believing in that, and basically the reason why they were doing all this stuff to me was something to do with my dad, which turned out to be a bunch of lies. But then later on, because that was still with me, because kids used to spin me around at school, kick my legs, I've still got shattered shin bones because of that. And basically I used to scream out in pain every night because of it. I still get pain in my shins now and again, especially during the winter when I can tell it's going to be cold, or it is cold, although I don't feel the cold. My bloody shins do, and they ache like anything. There's nothing I can do about it. Once your shin bones are shattered or chipped, there's nothing really you can do. And then eventually it led on from that, where I actually found some happiness. I still got bullied, but that didn't really kick a lot off. During my junior school years, which I don't know what that means in America, it's like secondary school after infants or whatever it is in America, but I'm sure you would understand. It's like kindergarten, which is like nursery, and then it's like infant school, which is your first year of school, and your second year, which is junior school, and then it's high school, which I gather you have high schools and junior high, but I don't know really what that means. But when I went through junior school, I had a load of girlfriends, as in, I used to chase them around and kiss them, be happy. Then I went to high school and lost all that, and then I became very low at myself because I was lonely. I had hardly any friends. I never got any girlfriends. And then it got to the point where the depression was getting a bit to a start, shall we say. I used to get sewing needles, sewing needles with a thread in it, and I used to sew my fingers together. Don't ask. I don't know why I was doing that, but it was one way of just being very low. And then a friend introduced a girl to me, and obviously me and that girl got talking. We actually met up, we went for a little walk, and being an 18-year-old horny teenager, I was stiff as a doorpost. She wanted to find out what it's all, those sort of things. And skip the story ahead, we had sex basically for about over an hour. We were getting on quite a long time. We were together about 2 weeks, maybe 3. Constantly having sex all the time. I felt happy with it. She said she was going on holiday with her ex-boyfriend. That already set off alarm bells, thinking, what? And then she cheated on me with her ex-boyfriend, that's when it started to the point where I was self-harming, as in I got hold of scissors, any sharp object, to physically harm myself, to take me out of the pain that she put me through for cheating on me. And that continued on for quite some time. Then I met on social media, Facebook, another girl who was a lovely person, still is a good person, still a great person. She's out there watching these videos, I'm sure. I'll tag her in on Facebook to have a look, saying that she was mentioning it, so she can either comment in the comment section below. But yeah, she was the second one, and I really got on with her. I mean, I met up with her. She was like negative like I am. Can't take a compliment. I mean, she was very lovely and beautiful. I mean, she kept on saying she was ugly and she was overweight. I mean, who cares about size of a girl? I mean, personality counts. That's the way I've always been. She was always negative, saying, "No, you won't go out with me. You'll be shocked when you see me. You'll be running a mile." I'm like, "Yeah, running a mile into your arms." And we got on. We broke the bed together. I mean, yeah, it was fun. And we were constantly having sex every day, every fucking hour. So you're talking about 8 sex a day, maybe 10. I think we actually got up to about 11 sex in one day. If I'm gonna remember, I'm not bragging, it happened. You can ask for yourself. And then I don't know what really happened. Had a lot on her mind. I think because we got together, we just both got out of a bad relationship and got together, and it was just not working out. She decided she wouldn't want me to be with her anymore. And then I went down to another downward spiral. She knows this now. I told her the story. That when I left, I just drunk myself stupid. Took 100 sleeping pills and had a good sleep, but I just didn't want to be alive anymore, basically. And that's one of the signs of depression that a lot of people just think that I was a low mood. No, you get to the point where you just don't want to be alive anymore. That's the dark side of depression, which I've experienced quite a lot. During this time I was really getting down on myself and really just drinking stupidly amounts and taking an excessive amount of pain relief and sleeping tablets and just doing so much pain to my body. Went back into wrestling at this time and kept damaging my body and just couldn't be bothered to, take time off. I just wrestled and just got myself hurt every time. Constantly went back to self-harming, and then this is where I started to inhale aerosols to get my mind off things. Things just got worse from there, basically. Then I went into another relationship with this girl. She was fucking psycho. Sorry for my friend. She was just psycho, and we were together like 3 days, coming up to a week. Nearly at some point, and she decided that she was all over me, after 2 days of having great sex, and then the third day having another one, and she decided she wanted to marry me. And I was like, we were just starting to get to know each other, all we were doing was having sex, so why do you want to go straight into that? And she went off on one saying, "No, you don't really love me, you're just using me for sex." And I was like, no. And then she was like, if I can't, you don't want me, no one can have me. She just jumped at me, cut me with a knife, and I had to get out there that quick. Skipping a few along, I had another nightmare girlfriend. What a surprise. It was just violent all the time, abusive. Every time I had any money, she had it all off me. She didn't give a fuck, basically. Okay, sorry for my language. Every time I had was paid, she had all my money. Anytime I needed to pay my bills, or I needed to buy something to keep myself going to, do YouTube at this time. No, apparently it was just not got the money. We just had arguments and arguments after it. She was hitting me. It just got very bad that I went back to relapsing on, inhaling aerosols and shit. Punching myself in the face with another one that's another form of self-harming. And then I went back to drinking after I got cheated on by another girl after that. Anyway, on to the next bit. After telling them nice little stories, one of the big ones that happened that really made me fall apart, and it's the only reason why I haven't done it since, because I've been thinking about it. And this is one reason why I've never attempted the big suicide for hanging myself. Because of a friend of mine who done that to herself. And the big thing is that, I was on the phone with this person, and they were talking to me, and they were just in a complete mess, crying their eyes out, like they wanted to be no longer on this earth. And all I remember is she was just crying, and I can hear that she was standing on a chair by the sound of it, and then all I can hear was this big, when she kicked the chair, this big thud, and then the phone obviously hit the floor and it cut out. And then later to be confirmed, she was found hanged in a flat. This was when I was like 19, and that was the hardest thing to go through, and I really wanted to be with her most of the time after that. And every girl that ever cheated on me or dumped me for in my mind no reason, but they had good reasons. But in my mind it was like, at the time there was no reason, but they had a good reason, but it just dumped me for a reason that shouldn't have happened, but it did. It just made it worse, and every time I had that negativity against me or hurt, I just kept on wanting to be more with her. And that's another part of dark side of depression. If someone that you really care about and miss so much because they've died themselves, you want to be with them. That's the problem with depression as well. On to the next part, which is the outcome of if you do this or don't do it. Now, a lot of people claim it's selfish because you're taking your life to get out of a pain that you're in, that you're letting other people win. Now, you may think you'd be out of pain, you'd be free, but the problem is you're putting your selfish pain onto your family, your friends, who are really there to help you. And if you do go through it, how do you think they're going to feel? They've just lost something close to them. A lot of people say it's selfish. I don't know whether to call it selfish, but you just got to think of it as, you are going to do this and not realise how it will affect on your family and your friends. And to be honest, it really affects them a lot because they lost something so close to them. And the problem is they're going to have to deal with it as well, and it's not the best thing to do. Anyway, hopefully this depression awareness video has really hit the point and really brought upon the stories that I've explained, I've gone through myself, and raising awareness to this depression that people have is not an illness. It's not something that can go away. It's something that will be with us for a long time, I guess. The only way to beat it is to face your demons head on and do what makes you happy, do what works for you. I play video games and watch YouTube videos. I act like a complete fool. I'm a comedian, entertainer, so that helps. Find something that helps you. That's my advice on people who suffer with depression and also things that are close to depression. Find something that you enjoy doing. Find something that keeps your mind occupied. Find something that works for you. That's my advice. And big advice that I've learned from a comedy genius and comedy writer: don't let the bastards grind you down. Essentially, you're letting the bastards win if you go ahead with letting the depression win. Depression does bring a lot of demons as well, and I've had a lot of demons battling in my head. You just gotta face them head on and continue on. The more that you fight it and get through it, the more stronger you become. You can't cure depression, but we can try to control it and understand it. This is my depression awareness video for you folks. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully my experience and stupidity on stuff I've ever done has taught you people that do suffer with depression, don't make the same mistake I've done. Don't go too far, and don't end your life, because it's not worth it. People do care. People are there for you. Find people that have gone through the same thing, like myself. Talk with them. Explain your feelings. I know it's hard at first, but once you start explaining your feelings and start talking about it, you'll feel better. And also the big main thing, find something that makes you happy. Find something that works for you. I play video games and I be an entertainer. I am very entertaining. That's what I do. Find something that you're good at. Find something that you can enjoy doing, that can keep your mind occupied and help you control your depression. Depression? I don't know what that is. Control depression. It's a very difficult one. Same as anxiety. You've got to face the fears with that one. Go out to a big, a place like Comic-Con, there's a load of people, and you find that your anxiety goes up, but if you keep going, your anxiety gets lower. Same with depression, you just got to try and control it as much as you can. Thank you very much. Make sure to subscribe, like and share, and in the comment section below remember to put hashtag depression awareness and your comments if you want to leave a comment. Thank you guys, and we'll catch you